Now in the 3rd month of the departure of the sons of Israel from the land of Egypt, on this day they came into the wilderness of Sinai. And they departed from Rephidim, and came into the wilderness of Sinai, and Israel camped there opposite the mountain. And Moses went unto the mountain of God, and God called him from the mountain, saying, This is what you shall say to the house of Jacob, and report to the sons of Israel. You yourselves have seen what I have done to the Egyptians, and I took you up as though on eagle's wings, and I brought you to myself. And now if by paying attention you listen to my voice, and keep my covenant, you shall be for me a people special above all nations, for all the earth is mine, and you shall be for me a royal priesthood and a holy nation. These words you shall say to the sons of Israel. And Moses went and called the elders of the people, and set before them all these words that God instructed him. And all the people with one accord answered and said, All that God said we will do and heed. Then Moses carried the words of the people up to God. Now the Lord said to Moses, Look, I am coming to you in a pillar of cloud, in order that the people may listen while I speak to you, and they may trust you forever. And Moses reported the words of the people to the Lord. And the Lord said to Moses, When you go down, testify solemnly to the people, and purify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes, and be prepared for the 3rd day. For on the 3rd day the Lord will come down upon the mountain Sinai before all the people. And you shall set limits for the people round about, saying, Be on your guard against going onto the mountain and grazing it at all. Everyone who touches the mountain shall die by death. A hand shall not touch it, for he shall be stoned with stones or shot with an arrow. Whether animal or whether human, it shall not live. Whenever the sounds and the trumpets and the cloud leave the mountain, they shall come up on the mountain. And Moses went down from the mountain to the people and consecrated them, and they washed their clothes. And he said to the people, Prepare for 3 days, do not go near a woman. And it happened on the 3rd day, when it was toward dawn, sounds and lightning and dark cloud were occurring upon the mountain Sinai. The sound of the trumpet was ringing loudly, and all the people in the camp were terrified. And Moses led the people out from the camp for a meeting with God, and they stood near below the mountain. Now the mountain Sinai was smoking in its entirety, because God had come down upon it in fire, and the smoke was rising up like the smoke of a furnace, and all the people were very astonished. Now the sounds of the trumpet, increasing, became much stronger. Moses was speaking, and God answered him with sound. And the Lord came down upon the mountain Sinai onto the top of the mountain. And the Lord called Moses unto the top of the mountain, and Moses went up. And God spoke to Moses, saying, Go down, testify solemnly to the people, lest they come near to God to observe, and a multitude of them should fall. And let the priests who approach God be consecrated, lest the Lord do away with some of them. And Moses said to God, The people will be unable to climb up to the mountain Sinai, for you have testified solemnly to us, saying, Set a limit to the mountain, and keep it holy. Then the Lord said to him, Go, descend, and you and Aaron with you come up, but do not let the priests and people use force to come up to God, lest the Lord destroy some of them. So Moses went down to the people and spoke to them. And the Lord spoke all these words, saying, I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of a house of slavery. You shall not have other gods besides me. You shall not make for yourself an idol or likeness of anything, whatever is in heaven above, and whatever is in the earth beneath, and whatever is in the waters beneath the earth. You shall not do obeisance to them, nor are you to serve them, for I am the Lord your God, a jealous God, repaying sins of fathers upon children up to the 3rd and 4th generation, to those who hate me, and doing mercy unto thousands, for those who love me and keep my ordinances. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will never acquit the one who takes his name in vain. Remember the day of the Sabbaths to consecrate it. For 6 days you shall labor and do all your labor, but on the 7th day there is Sabbath to the Lord your God. You shall not do in it any labor, you and your son and your daughter, your male slave and your female slave, your ox and your draught animal, and any animal of yours, and the guest who resides among you. For in 6 days the Lord made the heaven and the earth, and the sea and all things in them, and he rested on the seventh day. For this reason the Lord blessed the seventh day, and consecrated it. Honor your father and mother, so that it may be well with you, and so that you may be long-lived on the good land that the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not murder. You shall not testify falsely against your neighbor with false witness. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife. You shall not covet your neighbor's house, or his field, or his male slave, or his female slave, or his ox, or his draft animal, or any animal of his, or whatever belongs to your neighbor. And all the people were perceiving the sound and the flashes, and the sound of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking. Now all the people were afraid and stood at a distance. And they said to Moses, You speak to us, and do not let God speak to us, lest we die. And Moses said to them, Take courage, for in order to test you, God has come to you, in order that his fear might be in you, so that you do not sin. Now the people were standing at a distance, but Moses went into the darkness where God was. And the Lord said to Moses, This is what you shall say to the house of Jacob, and report to the sons of Israel. You have seen what I have spoken from heaven to you. You shall not make for yourselves silver gods, and gold gods you shall not make for yourselves. An altar of earth you shall make for me, and you shall sacrifice on it your whole burnt offerings, and deliverance offerings, your sheep and your bull calves in every place, there where I pronounce my name. And I will come to you and bless you. But if you make an altar of stones for me, you shall not build them cut, for you have placed the tool upon it, and it has been defiled. You shall not go up by steps onto my altar, so that you do not reveal your shame upon it. And these are the statutes that you shall set before them. If you buy a Hebrew servant, for 6 years he shall be subject to you, but in the 7th year he shall go away a free person without obligation. If he comes in single, he shall also go out single. But if a wife enters together with him, the wife also shall go out with him. But if the master gives him a wife, and she bears him sons or daughters, the wife and children shall be his master's, but he shall go out single. Now if the servant says in response, I have come to love my master and wife and children, I am not departing a free person, his master shall lead him to the tribunal of God, and then he shall lead him to the door at the doorpost, and his master shall pierce his ear with a small awl, and he shall be subject to him forever. Now if someone sells his own daughter as a domestic slave, she shall not go away in the same way as slave women depart. If she, whom he betrothed to himself, does not please her master, he shall cause her to be redeemed. But to a foreign nation the master is not to sell her, because he has broken faith with her. Now if he betroths her to his son, he shall deal with her according to the statute of daughters. And if he takes another to him, he shall not withhold her necessities and clothing and marital rights. But if he does not do for her these 3 things, she shall go out without obligation, without silver. Now if someone strikes someone and he dies, let him be put to death with death. But the one who acts unwittingly, but God delivered him into his hands, I will give you a place, there where the killer shall flee. Now if someone attacks his neighbor to kill him treacherously and he flees, from my altar you shall take him to put him to death. Let the one who strikes his father or his mother be put to death with death. Let the one who insults his father or his mother end with death. Whoever steals any of the sons of Israel, and having gained control over him sells him, and he be found with him, let him end with death. Now if 2 men rail at one another, and one strikes his neighbor with a stone or fist, and he does not die, but he be laid upon his bed, if the person arises and walks around outside on a rod, the striker shall not be liable, except for his loss of employment. He shall pay compensation and for medical treatment. Now if someone strikes his male slave or his female slave with a rod and he dies under his hands, let him justly be punished. But if he survives 1 day or 2, he shall not be punished, for he is his silver. Now if 2 men fight and strike a pregnant woman, and her child comes forth not fully formed, he shall be punished with a fine, according as the husband of the woman might impose. He shall pay with judicial assessment. But if it is fully formed, he shall pay life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. Now if someone strikes the eye of his male domestic, or the eye of his female attendant, and cause blindness, he shall send them away free in exchange for their eye. Now if he knocks out the tooth of a male domestic, or the tooth of his female attendant, he shall send them away free in exchange for their tooth. Now if a bull gores a man or a woman and he dies, the bull shall be stoned with stones, and its meat shall not be eaten, but the owner of the bull shall not be liable. But if the bull was prone to gore before yesterday, and before the third day, and they warn its owner, and he does not restrain it, and it kills a man or a woman, the bull shall be stoned, and its owner shall die as well. And if a ransom is imposed upon him, he shall pay a ransom for his life, whatever they impose upon him. But if it gores a son or a daughter, according to this statute they shall deal with him. And if the bull gores a male servant or a female servant, he shall give to their master 30 didrachmas of silver, and the bull shall be stoned. Now if someone opens a pit, or hews a pit, and does not cover it, and a calf or donkey falls in there, the owner of the pit shall pay compensation. He shall give silver to the owner, but that which is dead shall be his. Now if someone's bull gores the neighbor's bull and it dies, they shall sell the living bull and divide its silver, and the dead bull they shall divide. But if it is known that the bull was prone to goring before yesterday, and before the third day, and they warn its owner, and he does not restrain it, he shall pay compensation, bull for bull, but the one that dies shall be his. Now if anyone steals a calf or sheep and slaughters or sells it, he shall pay 5 calves in compensation for the bull calf, and 4 sheep for the sheep. Now if the thief is found at the point of break-in, and being beaten dies, it is not homicide in his case. Now if the sun has risen upon him, he is guilty. He shall die in exchange. Now if he does not have anything, let him be sold for the theft. Now if he is caught, and the stolen item from donkey to sheep is found in his hand alive, he shall compensate them double. Now if someone grazes a field or vineyard, and leaves his animal to graze another field, he shall pay compensation from his field according to its yield. But if he should graze all the field, the best of his field, or the best of his vineyard, he shall pay in compensation. Now if fire breaks out and finds thorns and burns a threshing floor, or ears of corn or a plain, the one who started the fire shall pay compensation. Now if someone gives to a neighbor silver or goods to guard, and it is stolen from the person's house, if the thief is found, he shall pay double in compensation. But if the thief is not found, the owner of the house shall draw near before God, and swear that surely he himself has not acted wickedly against the entire deposit of the neighbor. With regard to any specific injustice concerning calf and draft animal, and sheep in garment, and any loss which is alleged, whatever in fact it might be, the trial of both parties shall come before God, and the one convicted by God shall pay double in compensation to his neighbor. Now if someone gives the neighbor a draft animal or sheep or calf, or any animal to guard, and it breaks a limb or dies, or becomes captive and no one knows, there shall be an oath of God between both parties, that surely he has not acted wickedly against the entire deposit of the neighbor, and so his owner shall accept, and he shall not at all make compensation. But if it is stolen from him, he shall pay compensation to the owner, and if it becomes prey to wild beasts, he shall take him to the prey, and shall not pay compensation. Now if someone asks from the neighbor, and it breaks a limb, or dies, and the owner is not with it, he shall pay compensation. But if the owner is with it, he shall not pay compensation. But if he be one who hired it, it shall be his in lieu of his hire. Now if someone leads astray an unbetrothed virgin and lies with her, with a bride price he shall pay the bridal price for her, as a wife for him. But if her father by refusing refuses, and does not wish to give her to him as a wife, he shall pay silver as compensation to the father, as much as the bride price for virgins is. You shall not keep sorcerers alive. All lying with an animal you shall with death kill them. The one who sacrifices to the gods, except to the Lord alone, shall be destroyed. And you shall not harm a guest, nor shall you oppress him, for you were guests in the land Egypt. Every widow and orphan you shall not harm, but if you harm them with harm, and crying out they call out to me, I will by paying attention listen to their voice, and I will be enraged with anger, and will kill you with the dagger, and your wives shall be widows, and your children orphans. Now if you lend silver to a poor brother near you, you shall not press him, you shall not apply interest to him. And if his pledge you take in pledge the neighbor's garment, before the setting of the sun you shall restore it. For this is his cloak, this alone is the garment for his shame. In what shall he sleep? If then he should cry out to me, I will listen to him, for I am merciful. You shall not revile gods, and you shall not speak ill of your people's rulers. First fruits of your threshing floor and press you shall not hold back. The firstborn of your sons you shall give to me. You shall do the same with your bull calf, and your sheep and your draught animal. For 7 days it shall be under its mother, but on the 8th day you shall restore it to me. And you shall be my holy men, and meat torn by animals you shall not eat. Throw it to the dog.